This is a review of the order trading system activity for February the 2nd, 2022. We had 6 trades on that day, 3 were buys and 3 were short sells. First trade was AEM. That's Agnico Eagle Mines Limited. Tripped at 11:29:14 a.m. at a price of 48.31. It was a buy. It closed the day at 48.66, up 1.61%, so that's a positive. We'll check the check the indicators on that. You can see it was moving up a little bit here, but you can see it shot up in the afternoon pretty highly. MACD came up, stayed up, dropped off a little bit in the afternoon, or late afternoon. DI came up, same thing, dropped off in late afternoon. Bollinger came up, dropped off later. Stock was moving positive, but looked like it ended up staying moving a bit negative. Next trade is ATUS. That's ATUS USA Incorporated, tripped at 11:30:49 a.m. at a price of 14.68. It was a short sell. It closed the day at 14.59, down 3.70% and down 4.04% early morning here. So, well, after hours 4.04, not early morning. But that's still a positive as it did fall below its tripping price. Okay, 11:30, dropped a little bit here, a bit of a recovery early afternoon, then dropped in the afternoon. Recovered though, volume recovered late afternoon. MACD, same thing, gets us a W movement here, obviously. DI, same thing, down, up, down, down. It stayed down pretty much the whole afternoon though. The Bollinger Band came down, and late afternoon it was moving sideways. So it was moving negative, but at the end of the day ended sideways. Next trade is CNK. That's Sinmark Holdings Incorporated, tripped at 11:40:05 a.m. at a price of 14.98. It was a short sell. It closed the day 15.23, down 3.06%. and down 1.51% after hours. Excuse me. Yeah, you can see it. It hit that tripping period right around its floor and then recovered. So there's certainly no opportunity there because of that. And let's just check 1140, okay. Volume, not drastically, pretty much moving sideways for the most part. You see these drops here. MACD, it came down, you can see where it recovered and moved sideways. DI, it's coming down. Unfortunately, right around where it would tripped, it actually started to recover, and late afternoon recovered and moving sideways somewhat in the afternoon. Bollinger Band, same thing, and sideways. That's a hard one. DI does look like it's somewhat negative, positive. DI, MACD. If I didn't have early morning, or excuse me, if I didn't have after hours, I'd say this was a possible, but the indicators are technically not showing that. Indicators are showing sideways activity. I'm going to call it a negative just because I don't feel comfortable enough to call it a positive. It was moving a little bit negative across the board, that's fine. But you see Bollinger Band all afternoon it was sideways. DI it was negative a bit and positive. And you see bouncing back and forth. It was negative in the morning, but pretty much positive in the early afternoon. MACD down and recovered. In volume, pretty much moving sideways. The indicators just are not showing strong enough that it's going to be a possible. Next trade is GT. That's the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, tripped at 12:06:43 p.m. at a price of 21.89, and it was a buy. It closed the day at 21.88, up 1.11%, down 0.41% early morning here. So that's so much a positive based on end of day activity. Okay, 12:06. Okay, so it did come up here, 21.97, 21. So see, it maintained it. It didn't really move down below or around its tripping price until 214. So we got almost 2 hours here where it was positive, this stretch here. Because of that, that's a positive. But you can see at the end of the day, though, it did come down a little bit, so it lost a little bit of its activity. Volume came up somewhat sideways. MACD came up and trickled off, not too drastically. At the end of the day, it's sideways, it looks like. DI, you see it came up, but bouncing back and forth here, and Bollinger Band, same thing. It's showing sideways movement. So this stock did move up at pretty much a good afternoon period. It was moving sideways. Next trade is APA. That's APA Corporation. Tripped at 12:55:21 p.m. at a price of 34.26. It was a short sell. It closed the day at 34.77, up 0.17%, down 0.83% here early morning. It's down. Yeah. No. It recovered here in the afternoon, but this is where it tripped, was actually in the afternoon after it recovered after the early morning drop. But it looks like that afternoon period we had a floor right around that price and never recovered, and it does not look like it's moving negative in general. $12.55. Stock almost looks like it's wrong. Like it tripped as a negative, but yeah, volume wasn't really on it. DI, MACD was coming down. You see it moving sideways. And yeah, a little bit negative here, and the rest day positive. Yeah, this stock ended the day. Just happened to be the conditions are correct for it to actually trip in a negative fashion, but the stock itself was actually moving positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's another one. It's another failure. What stock am I on? 12:55:21. Is that one okay? So trade CLF. That's Cleveland Cliffs Incorporated. Tripped at 2:01 p.m. at a price of 18.80. It was a short. Excuse me. It was a buy. Closed the day at 18.87, up 2.39%, down 3.29%. So it lost everything here early morning from its yesterday climb. But still, end of the day yesterday, it's showing positive, so we'll leave it as a positive result. And we'll have a quick look at the indicators. Yeah, volume came up, stabilized, MACD up, stabilized, DI up, good portion. You can see it late afternoon was bouncing back and forth, and Bollinger Band saying it came up, and mid-late afternoon moved sideways. So stock did move upwards, but ended moving sideways. So that's 4 out of 6 stocks positive, which is 67%, and because there was no possible, it's also 67%. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.